Today is the 36th day of the Omer, which is 5 weeks and 1 day. We're beginning now the 6th week, which is under the heading of Yesod. Yesod can be translated as foundation. It is considered to be also bonding. It's been said where this is Yesod, this is where heaven and the earth touch, and this is where there is a connection. It has to do a lot about the bonding and the connection between Hashem and His people and the world, Hashem and His people, between people in general, relationships. It's very important, and to keep the Yesod, the Midah of Yesod, in the purest, and like he says about Yosef HaTzadik, Tzadik Yesod Olam, he was the righteous person, was the foundation of the world, and because of him there was all that shefa, all that great abundance that came to Egypt, that he was able to feed the whole world. So he was a person that was very careful to keep the purity of speech, the purity of the Brit Milah, the purity of the eyes, of what we look at, what we speak about, etc. So this is the Midah in general of the whole week. But today is the quality of Chesed within Yesod, which means loving kindness within that aspect of bonding and connecting and foundation. And you do need loving kindness in the relationships. And you do need that aspect in terms of a focus for the first day of this week as a primary aspect that we're focusing on today. So today is Chesed Shebayesod. And also it's the ability to bring many different parts together, just like Yesod brings all the previous weeks that we spoke about, the previous qualities together. Also here, Chesed Shebayesod is about bringing all the different aspects and different qualities together and bring them into one. Just like Yosef HaTzadik did with his brothers when he brought them into one place, because we need every quality of everyone to form that one unit, that family unit that was the children of Yaakov. We learn now from Pirkei Avot, from the 5th chapter, and we'll learn from Mishnah number 9. Shiv'a devarim begolem v'shiv'a bechacham. There are 7 qualities or traits that are characteristics of a golem, somebody who's uncultivated. V'shiv'a bechacham, and 7 in a person who is a learned person. And we'll see their opposites. Chacham, a person who's learned, will not begin to speak before one who's greater than him in wisdom or in years. He recognizes that somebody knows more than him, and that's a wise person. He doesn't speak before somebody who's wiser or more learned than him. And he doesn't jump and interrupt the words of his fellow. He first listens attentively before he answers. Somebody who jumps and interrupts without hearing what the other person is about to say is not a wise person. A wise person first hears out all the arguments that the other person is saying, and then he responds to that. Ve'eno nivhal le'ashiv. So a wise person, a learned person, does not answer impetuously. He doesn't knee-jerk reaction answers. He waits, he's patient. After he heard what the other person had to say, that's when he responds. Sho'el ke'inyan, he asks relevant questions. Umeshiv k'halacha, and replies appropriately. Ve'omer al rishon rishon ve'al acharon acharon. And he discusses first things first and last things last. Is an order in his discussion. And about something that he has not heard about, he says, I have not heard. He doesn't pretend that he heard when he didn't hear. He doesn't pretend that he understands or that he's aware of something when he's not. Umodeh ala emet. And he acknowledges the truth. And the reverse of all these qualities that we spoke about, the learned person, bagolem, you'll find them in a person who's not cultivated, who's a person who's the opposite of a learned person, in a person that is unwise. This was Mishnah number 9 in the 5th chapter of Pirkei Avot that we're going to be reading next Shabbat. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.